They say this is India's decade, and we've had a bunch of inspirational stories, startup founders, entrepreneurs, policymakers who've genuinely been inspirational for so many of us. One such man of the moment, or shall I say man of the decade, is Bhavish Aggarwal of Ola. He's entered many a sector and genuinely tried to disrupt the space. So we really caught up with him at an iconic event, BT India at 100. Here's a small chunk from our conversation. Some would call you a disruptor, always going against the grain, right? When it came to disrupting the transportation sector, we had Ola Cabs. Then, as another Make in India product, we had, of course, what you're doing with Ola Electric, and then Krutrim as well. So what I want to understand is, and I'm not going to ask you the cliched question saying which is your favorite baby, but you did say that Ola Cabs is your Pehla Pyaar, the OG Ola for you.
Yes.
But going forward, India at 100, if technology is the real driving force, what kind of synergies can we expect among these three companies?
Ayush, like you said, Ola is now not a single company. Ola is a group of companies. And when I started off my journey as an entrepreneur, I never thought I will end up here building multiple companies. But in some ways, the journey just took me there, right? It was very follow your nose or follow the light kind of journey for me. So I started with Ola Cabs, Pehla Pyaar, abhi bhi Pehla Pyaar hai wo zindagi bhar Pehla Pyaar hi hai, right? Then we got into Ola Electric, and then most recently Ola Krutrim. And each of these three companies has a very broad vision for itself. For example, Ola Cabs, which now we call Ola Consumer, wants to really create a technology-driven consumption platform to enable access for all. We have partnered recently with ONDC. We're doing a lot of things on electric logistics, automation of warehousing, etc., etc. On Ola Electric, like I mentioned, the world's biggest challenge in our generation is to solve for climate change and solve for sustainability. But the world right now is solving for it by selling luxury cars to the West. That is a solution only for 1 billion people. The rest of the 7 billion people need a different solution. And India is a great microcosm for the rest of the 7 billion people. And that's what when we set out with Ola Electric, we said we'll build products relevant for India, two-wheelers, three-wheelers, small cars, and the core technology which will enable those products. And that's why once I said, actually, Tesla is for the West, Ola is for the rest. Right? But there's a lot of thought behind that simple statement. Okay, thank you. Okay, the products that companies like Tesla, etc., will build are for the 1 billion rich people. The larger opportunity is to build for the global south, build for India, and then expand to the global south. That's what Ola Electric is doing with our products, and now our Gigafactory. We're the first Gigafactory in India. Now with Krutrim, which is our most recent company, just December last year, 8 months old. The opportunity and ambition is to build India's AI tech stack. And for too long in India, we have used global technologies without realizing the implication of it. The risks are fairly obvious. We use global products. We all use WhatsApp. We all use social media driven by Western companies. All of our products in digital world are non-Indian. But the irony is we generate 20% of the world's data. 20% of the world's data, only about 10% of that is stored in India. So we generate the world's data, given that we are the largest population. Almost all of it is exported out of India. It's processed in global data centers into AI. What is AI? AI is just processed data. So it's processed in global data centers into AI, brought back into India and sold to us in dollars. Other ironies, we have the largest developer ecosystem in the world. We have the largest chip design ecosystem in the world. And like we say, every diamond comes through Surat. Similarly, every chip comes through India, but there is no Indian chip. Our digital ecosystem is full of ironies like this. That's what Krutrim aims to change by working with the ecosystem.
What's fascinating, Bhavish, is there's a gentleman in the US named Elon Musk. He has an uncanny, peculiar style of dressing, a very cool way of addressing his audience, building a community, takes on big tech and social media. So can I safely say, if Elon is for the West, Bhavish is for all of us?
I am just myself. I'm much younger to him. He is somebody who we all look up to. But, I don't know why he does the businesses I do. he should try something new for a change.
Let's probe you a little bit on this big tech.
Sorry, I'm serious about it. I started Krutrim before he started his AI venture.
That's true.
And of course, we prefer the kurta pajama any day to the leather jacket.
You know, yeah, if Silicon Valley people can wear leather jackets and black polo t-shirts, why can't we wear our kurta? Right.
Bhavish, let me come back to what the markets are loving, the Ola Electric, stock and your recent big bike launch. Now, again, true to your nature of being a disruptor, you've disrupted it on the pricing front as well. Now, that will obviously be, much of chatter will be generated among your competitors as well. Where do you see volumes in that sense on the bike side, given the fact that overall you will be snatching volumes from some of the competitors? Is the overall pie growing enough, and what's your sense on that?
Now, with bikes, if you look at India's EV movement in the last 3 years, Ola Electric is a 3-year-old story only. And in 3 years, we've gone from 0 sales to today, listing the company being whatever, $7-8 billion in market cap in just 3 years. And that's not because something we did. It's just because the Indian consumer was ready for a great product at the right price point. We started our journey with the scooter, the scooter segment from the premium scooters, and then moved down the stack into more mass market scooters. And today we have a portfolio of about 5-6 scooters. The next phase, the next EV frontier in India is going to be the motorbike. There is action happening in cars, etc. But what low scale pe chal raha hai. Cars is going to be the next phase after this. But before that, motorbikes is the next phase. Motorbikes make up about 2/3 of the two-wheeler market in India. A lot of Indians still rely on motorbikes, rural areas, urban areas, men, even increasingly more and more women in urban areas. Motorbikes is the big thing to tackle now. We have, in the last 3 years, built a lot of our supply chain, a lot of our manufacturing technology already for scooters, and all of that scales very nicely into the motorbike.